Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Brown III, also known in the VGC community as Pyromaniac 720. I have for you today a battle between two members of the Pokemon Twitter League, Daniel, the Ghost Leader, and Turfy Puppy, the Fire Leader. Daniel is using his Mono Ghost team, and Turfy Puppy is not using a Mono Fire team. He's actually just using a regular competitive singles team. So let's see how this goes. So for those of you who don't know, the league is basically 8 battles, beat 8 gyms and do Elite 4 like a regular league. But this is just a fun battle between 2 gym leaders. So as you see, Turfy Puppy leads. Plusle, while Dusclops is led by Daniel. Right off the bat, the sub is set up for Plusle, which means that the Will-O-Wisp fails. So this Plusle can be very dangerous behind a sub, because as you can see, it can set up Nasty Plot now. And I believe it also gets access to Baton Pass. So Dusclops goes for the Brick Break, which is interesting. I don't know why I wouldn't go for a Ghost type attack. But the substitute does fade, because Plusle's pretty frail, so it doesn't take much to break its sub. But now it's pretty dangerous. It actually does Baton Pass. Let's see what a Baton Pass is too. Most things at +2 is very dangerous, and if Baton passes to it Hydreigon, this could be very dangerous for Daniel, especially if this Hydreigon is scarfed, because it's just going to spam +2 Dark Pulses. So Dusclops goes for the Shadow Steed, pretty much knowing that it's going to die, so you might as well get up as much chip damage as possible. And the Dark Pulse comes out, which even with Eviolite, this should be a 1-hit KO, and it is. So unless Daniel's got a Scarf Pokemon of his own, this could be a good game right off the bat, or some Focus Sash with something. So another Dark Pulse comes out. One of the downsides of Ghosts is that they are very frail. Not frail, I'm sorry, they're very slow. So even if this isn't scarfed, Hydreigon at base 98 speed is fast enough that it probably should be able to outspeed everything he has. As the Dark Pulse comes out on this Cofagrigus and is able to 1-hit KO it. So, I mean, Danny's already down 3-0. I'm sorry, 6-3. He's down 3 Pokemon. So this could be a quick exit for him. Miss Magius now comes out. Miss Magius at base 105 is probably Danny's only hope. And, ooh, so it's not scarfed. So Miss Magi's able to outspeed and hit it with a 4-time super effective Dazzling Gleam. So Danny's definitely still in this, depending on what. Oh, so Miss Magi's goes for another Dazzling Gleam. So maybe it's Specs or maybe it's Scarf. But of course Shadow Ball would have been the move there. So Chandelure gets off its Shadow Ball and Oko's Miss Magius. So now Turf Puppy is up 5-2. And Golurt comes in, which of course is pretty slow, so at base 80, Chandelure is going to outspeed it and hit it, and doesn't 1-hit KO it, it survives. And Golurt gets off the Earthquake, which should KO, yes, so Stab Earthquake, 1-hit KOs the Chandelure. So now Glade comes out. I'm not sure. I mean, you just need it to. It's going to be Mega Glade. You just need it to basically hit it with anything, Psycho Cut or something. Because of course it's going to outspeed. Golurk does go. Glade does go for the Psycho Cut. And Oko's but knocks out the Golurk. So I believe Danny is down to his last Pokemon, which is Jellicent, which is notoriously bulky. So if there's one Pokemon that's going to win this, it is a Jellicent. And he goes for the Scald. A burn here would be huge. Doesn't do much damage and doesn't get the burn, unfortunately. So based on how much damage... So Poison Jab comes out because the Psycho Cut was... the Psycho Cut was disabled by Curse Body, and Jellicent recovers to heal back some health. Danny trying everything he can to get back into this, but of course the last thing he needed was being statused by Poison Jab. So it looks like his own Curse Body went against him. So Poison Jab comes out again. Of course Poison is not very effective on Ghost, so it's not going to do a huge chunk of damage. You see Hex come out, which is going to be super effective on that Glade. So it looks like Danny's strategy with this Jelly Scent is to get Scald Burned and then hit things with, base 130 stab hexes, which is incredibly strong. Glade goes for yet another Poison Jab. Does a decent chunk of damage. Oh, critical hit, so and Jelly Scent's just going to recover. But, while Danny's recovering, it's just going to allow a Psycho Cut to be undisabled, which I think is either this turn or next turn. It's going to happen. As you see, it's this turn. So Psycho Cut comes out once again. Does a huge chunk of damage, and Ice Beam comes out. I don't know why Danny went for an Ice Beam. Hex would have knocked it out. Definitely not a smart play on his part. At this point, though, the match was pretty much over. And also, I don't know why he's going with Shell Bell over Leftovers. Unless he might be running Water Spout, which can deal huge chunks of damage. But you wouldn't be healing too much damage if you're using Water Spout anyway. So that's the match, and it only lasted 17 turns, as you saw, with Turfy Puppy taking the win. Of course, having a Pokemon like Hydreigon, especially at +2 versus a Mono Ghost team, is pretty ridiculous power-wise. Not really much that Daniel could do there. As you see, he had his Mismagius, which I don't know why he didn't bring it up earlier, especially knowing that Mismagius outspeeds Hydreigon. So it was a good match. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And if you enjoy my commentary, I have my own YouTube channel, Pyromaniac 720 VGC, which I'll link in the comment below. So look out for more battles from the Pokemon Twitter League.